So, Bastian, Laila, would you guys please introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Laila.
Hi, I'm Bastian. We're actually Germans, so living in Paraguay for
4 years now.
yeah, almost 4 years now. And Math, you and I, we met like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 months ago, I discovered your mastermind through
Yeah,
your YouTube channel. Yeah, and
you came into the Discord from the YouTube, right?
yeah, exactly.
As a
Yeah.
divine guidance, yeah, we found you.
Yeah,
Kind
law
of.
of attraction.
Absolutely.
And what's been your experience since then?
Since then, well, I would say in terms of our relationship, it went down south, I would say. And at that time, I was trying to find some solutions to my emotional stability and understanding what I could do. And the experience that I had joining your group and actually getting in touch with all the people and their stories and their transformation through applying the knowledge that is shared within the mastermind group that you have once a week, and also the all this information that is shared in the Discord channel was amazing. Like it's really gave us a new perspective on things, and yeah, that's from that on the journey went straight up, I would say.
Cool. And you're using TechnoTutor currently?
Yes, we
How did you
both do.
how did you find out about that?
Yeah, it was actually in the first mastermind call. When I found your Discord channel, I was totally excited and was like, Lila, look at this. These guys talk about the gin material and Kevin Trudeau and so on. And they know the basic principles. And when we joined that first mastermind call, it was all about TechnoTutor here, TechnoTutor there. And I was taking notes like crazy. And I was like, TechnoTutor? What's TechnoTutor? Everyone's talking about TechnoTutor. What's that? And yeah, well, I reached out to you and you gave us a short introduction into what it is and how it can help us to change our lives and reprogram our unconscious mind. And yeah, that's basically how I found out about it.
And I felt this is the solution we searched for a while.
For many years.
Get on the next level.
So can you guys talk about a little where you were at in your relationship before starting to use TechnoTutor, and then explain how it sort of progressed as you both began using it?
Yeah, we had a really tough time last year. And I guess we struggled since 3.5 years. And yeah, we always had struggles with financial themes, and all the years I had a little bit the feeling we pushed the
responsibility
away from us. So you need to take the responsibility.
Not just from us, but pushing it to the other. Like I don't take responsibility. You have to take responsibility. The other way around.
I mean, on the one hand, we have this topic of abundance, and we know, okay, we want to change our mindset, our money mindset, and we want to get on the next level and become, free in this whole financial topic. But the truth was, we were, rock bottom, and it was the first years here in Paraguay. We had a very tough time, and
that took some marks on the relationship as well.
Yeah,
we had some scars on that as well. A lot of fighting about money, about taking responsibility, and also our sex life was, like suffering from that, from all of that fighting all over again about the same topic for years and years and years. And like when I first got in touch with the Discord channel, we were at an edge, I would say, before it went down south like crazy within the relationship. So after that, we really hit rock bottom, not just financially, but had a big crisis in our relationship. And that was like a turning point for me where I decided, okay, I have to take full responsibility for my life. I have to start living my life on principles and not off of emotions. and also become aware of my programming from my parents, from society, in my unconscious. And that's where I digged into a couple of conversations with different TechnoTutor users. And I was actually following the principle of who do you listen to, and found someone who actually lived through the conflict that we both had in his relationship. And that gave me hope, so to be able to save the relationship and all. So that was actually the decision it was actually the point where I made the decision to buy TechnoTutor and then start using it. And the first time using it, it was mind blowing. Like it felt like when you go to the gym, you know, and you work out and you try to train your muscles. The next day you feel some pain in your muscles. I don't know the English term for that, but
you're sore.
Yeah, you're sore. And that was the same thing that I felt in my brain after 15 minutes using it. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And I was contacting the guy I bought TechnoTutor from. I was like, is that normal that my brain feels so weird? And he was like, yeah, for how long have you been using it? So I was like, yeah, I went through 400 words in 15 minutes. And he was like, oh no, you shouldn't use it like that. You should, there's a specific procedure that you have to follow through in order to get those words and the definition of the words inside of you. And I was just like, I have to use the software right away. I have to clear myself right away. That was a bit too much, but it was very interesting to experience that physical reaction of mine by just looking on the screen and typing stuff. And it was so crazy. Within the first couple of weeks, basically first couple of days, I felt a tremendous shift in my emotional stability. I was so stable, I was so clear, my memory changed, I could remember and recall things that we have been talking about a couple of days or weeks ago, and I knew exactly what she was saying and what it meant, and I could really rephrase the things that were going on inside of me in a way that she could understand. So my communication changed, my physical appearance changed through my emotional stability, and that was just within a couple of days. And Laila was like,
Yeah,
are you real?
For me, it was mind-blowing because we had this struggle, and for me, it was not the question if I would start with TechnoTutor, but just when. And when he started, it was a little bit, he was so pushy, like, yeah, you need to do it right now, you need to do it, you need to do it. And I was like, well, okay, but it came, a resistance in me, and I had the feeling, okay, I'll just let him to do it the first weeks, and I just can see how he changed and what he experienced. And this was very mind-blowing because during a few days he changed so much. He was so clear in when he explained me something, he remembered so much things all the years before. He was very forgettable. No, it's what forgettable, is it the word?
Forgetful.
Forgetful, yeah. He was forgetful, and well, all of a sudden he did all the things I asked for all the years before. Everything changed. So he took responsible for his job, for the work, for the money income, and also our physical relationship, the sexuality changed, because I really had the feeling now he is present in his body. He's really there. And before, I felt that he's not really present in his body, but I could not address it in that way. I didn't know. I didn't know how I could address this to him. It was just a slight feeling that he's not really present, and he's more in his head, and he's like always a little bit confused. But for me, it was his normal state. And after using TechnoTutor just for a few days, a few weeks, everything changed, and it was like he's really there now. And wow, this was the point when I touched him and asked, "Is it you? What happened?" And this was also a little bit crazy and scary for me, because wow, what is this? what happened there in the brain? What?
Yeah, we have been in the personal development space for quite a while. You know, Lana's been on a journey for over 16 years, and I with just 8 years on a journey as well. And we have learned a couple of different modalities and things to try out in order to change your state and stuff like that. But nothing really, absolutely nothing had an impact that fast and so profound than technical. Like, and it is, you know, it's just a program. It's nothing fancy. And we've tried so many fancy devices and bioenergetical devices and stuff like that from the Russians.
And this was also the reason why this resistance came up into me, because all the stuff we learned before, for you went crazy on every stuff. Yeah, every new tool was, wow, this is the real one, this is the
Holy Grail,
the whole solution for everything. And at the beginning, when you were so pushy with me, I had this just stay a while on it, just try it for a while and stick to it, and then talk further.
We will see. Yeah. We will see.
Yeah, but I started like 35 days ago. Yeah.
You started using it for yourself a few days ago. Okay.
Yeah.
And what's been your experience so far?
Yeah, from the very first using, I felt this sensations in the brain, and I felt sensations in the body, and yeah, it was also a bit irritating at the beginning, but I had this question, well, what's going on there? But now now it's 35 days. It's a little bit more than a month, and I really feel I can speak more fluently, and yeah, my English increased much. And today I had wow, this was amazing. This morning I had the feeling I can remember the new vocabulary more easily. It was very interesting. I had the feeling, well, the capacity increased like this. Yeah, the capacity of my brain increased, and wow, that was amazing. I was a little bit like, yeah, the whole day since this, I'm so excited. I don't know how to.
Yeah. It's like the brain fog is gone.
Yeah.
Gone for good.
Yeah.
And the more we use it, the clearer it gets, and also the thought pattern that we have and experience on a daily basis, they changed, and it's really quiet now. You're really present, and there is no thought jumping on you, you know, on your back, and getting you into this hypothetical shuffle, like where you think about this could happen and this could happen and this could happen, and you lose yourself. There's the thought, and you can observe it, and you like the way we reflect ourselves and our personality and the patterns, it became more easy.
Yeah, this is so interesting.
So we can very fast discover the patterns that are running within us through this clarity in the brain. And
well, and I thought I'm very self-reflective since years.
but that's
always a level up.
That's another level, like really. And the cool thing, what I always tell other people in terms of the experience that I have and trying to give them an understanding, is it's the scene of Neo from the Matrix, when he starts to see the code, you know, within the Matrix. And then I started to understand why certain people like react in specific ways based on their programming, their vocabulary, and their how they grew up, you know, and how they have these emotions attached to their experiences, and those patterns that then have been created are dictating their lives. And it's like it's so easy to see the problems of the people and also see our problems and what the actual causes are. And that's really a new field of vision that we gain from that as well.
Yeah, you said something really interesting the last time we spoke. You said, I can't remember the analogy, the exact analogy you gave, but you basically said it's very hard to tell someone what TechnoTutor is. They just have
Yeah.
to experience it for themselves. Can you go into that?
Yeah, it's like the quote from Morpheus in the Matrix, where he when he was like following that question, what is the Matrix? And people are following that question, what is TechnoTutor? Like I had that question, you know, what is TechnoTutor? You don't find so much information, and I know why. The one-on-one connection is very important to understand the software in the beginning, and then when you start using it, the physical change that you experience, I mean, we try to explain it with words, but it is completely different from all the stories that I've heard before, what it does and how it changes the brain and so on. It was like stories. It was not real for me. But when I tried it for the first time, this is freaking real. This is life changing like crazy. So you have to experience it in order to understand what it actually means. So when you're we've been running on I don't know how much or how less percent we are running on before using TechnoTutor, and now we feel this increase of capacity, of memory capacity, of capacity to digest information, to understand things more easily, more quickly. It's so much has changed, you know, and also the sex life. The sex life has changed. Whoa, it's you know, the more we get rid of our programming, the more we get rid of our emotional attachment, the more the pure masculinity can come up and show itself. So I don't have to try to be a masculine man, but just get rid of my limitations, and it just naturally arises, you know, naturally comes up. And that's what I experienced with Lida as well. So her femininity, is that correct? Goes up as
Yeah.
well. So the way she moves, the way she speaks, she used the tonality of her voice. Yeah, you
You're saying
have to
it's
experience it.
you're saying it's just naturally happening once you remove all of the junk.
Yes, yes. And before it was all about how can I be a masculine man? How can I be a good lover? How can I be all of these things that we all want? But what I experienced is instead of trying to be masculine and trying to put another mask on, trying to be someone you're not, correcting yourself and actually working on yourself and getting rid of all the emotional baggage that you have in your words, in your wording, in your vocabulary, and also within your patterns and everything. Um, I saw that when I started to get rid of those things, that the masculinity just rised and grew within inside of me and just could come up to the surface, so to say. You can compare that with a garden that is full of trash, and you have the seeds already from birth inside of you, but you got some trash from your parents, from your ancestors, from society, and so on, and they can't grow because the sun doesn't reach them, you know, and the water doesn't reach them because there are all of these trash in your garden. And with TechnoTutor, it's like basically a vaporizer. You just like vaporize the trash, and so the sun can come down to the seeds as well as not the sun directly, but the water and so on. So it can actually grow and start growing. That is what actually happened inside of me. What I experienced, like there with much appreciation and excitement, because I was always asking myself through society, what is masculinity? Am I masculine? Can I be masculine? How do I have to be in order to be a masculine man? And with TechnoTutor, all these questions were answered. Just get rid of the stuff that you have piled up, and everything else will just naturally fall into place.
Right. Right. Okay. Yeah, that's terrific. So if I want to ask Laila, like, if you could just say, like, in one sentence or briefly summarize, like, what do you see as the biggest benefit of using TechnoTutor for you and for Bastian?
Yeah, I think it's to clear the words from all this emotional baggage. And I think, in my understanding now, is that this brings the change in the outer world, that we clear our vocabulary, and through this, it becomes much more easier to direct your life into this direction you really want to go.
So it's a communication.
Cool. And what would you say that?
The internal communication and the communication with your partner. Like your thoughts change, your self-talk changes, and you have more, like the communication between you and your partner is more in aligned. So there's no much triggering when words are used that have been flashed through TechnoTutor.
TechnoTutor brought us to the next level, and I guess the next level. So we're just at the beginning. This is just the beginning, and
to a certain degree, it saved our marriage.
Yeah.
Cool.
It did.
Very cool. So I know you guys' time is limited, so I think we'll end the interview there. And yeah, thank you guys very much for coming. Maybe what would you last point? What would you say to someone considering looking at TechnoTutor?
Talk to Seth. Talk to Seth.
That's perfect. Cool. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Take care.